Hello, it's time for another video from the Southern Hellenic. So before I begin talking about Percy Jackson and some of the things, I want to show you something that's really cool. I've been reading this book for a couple days now. This is Empire's Silence by Christopher Rurucchio. Look at this. He looks like a gladiator, and I will be saying that some of the words that are in this book looks like or feels like they come from the Greek world. So it's interesting. Anyways, I've been reading that one, and I'm actually going to read the entire series because people on the internet's been talking about it. All right, let's talk about Percy Jackson, and let's also talk about what is it? I did kind of watch The Sandman on Netflix. I watched all of it, which I thought was really well done. It definitely goes, the second season, let me see it, was the second season or first season? I think it was the first season. It was the second season. They actually did a whole thing with, Orpheus going down into the, underworld to get his wife. They had, like, Hades and Persephone, there, which is really an interesting type of thing, to have that, and I just thought it was interesting. So, anyways, so Percy Jackson, last season we got, I think it was, Athena, which is portrayed by a woman of color. I personally just didn't care because I didn't care about the series at all. So here's the thing about me and Percy Jackson. I don't know if I did a video about this or not. I'm not even going to look and see if I did. But I watched one episode of Percy Jackson, and I will say, just like with books, if I read something, and at the end of it, I don't like how they wrote it, or I don't like how the characters acted, or or the choices they made, or anything like that, I go and I say I'm not going to read the rest of the series. And while the movies did have their kind of issues, and people have talked about this, I think that when you have an adaptation, like especially an adaptation that already had problems when they made it into a movie, it still has that stigma attached to it. So all the thing about, Annabeth being a girl of color, I'm trying to think right now. I'm really tired. Annabeth being a person of color, I personally just didn't care. She's not a real character. I'm more concerned about when they do that to actual historical figures. I just kind of brushed it off and just went about my life. But then people were commenting about how Annabeth did not act like Annabeth. Also, there was no chemistry between the two actors, which is absolutely something that people will hit you with. I don't care if everybody's happy with the casting and it's their dream cast and all this stuff. If there is no chemistry between the two characters, then people are going to call it out. The same thing happened with Star Trek The Next Generation. Season 1 will always have Paris. This actress was playing, Picard's first love, and there was no chemistry. People still talk about it 20-some years later, which is insanity. Absolutely insanity. There was more chemistry between Patrick and and Gates, then, so. Also, just how the script was written, people were literally like, this is not how a child of Athena would talk, or just literally people on Reddit were tearing up that show. And then unfortunately we lost the actor who played Zeus, and I just kind of want to kind of watch it to see his last performance. So it's kind of sad the poor man died. But I will say, I commented on the video that was posted on YouTube about Hades. And I thought it was interesting about that particular scene with Hades. Hades in the show is better than the Hades in the movie. And no offense to the actor who played Hades in the movie. And I was really impressed with the Hades in the second season of Sandman. What's interesting about the Hades in the show, and I watched the scene because that was a scene I was really looking forward to, was like, okay, Hades. Hades is, the Lord of the Underworld and everything. And so Percy, Grover, and Annabeth arrive at his home. This is his home. This is where he lives. And he immediately asks him, he says, welcome, welcome. He says, would you like food or drink? And I commented on that one, and nobody commented back. Because apparently nobody knew what the heck I was talking about. And I made a comment, the following is, Hades is bound to the law of hospitality. Everybody in the Greek world is bound to the laws of hospitality, and the gods are bound to whatever rules that Zeus brings out. And one of them was hospitality. I can't pronounce the Greek name for it. And when somebody comes into your home, you're supposed to offer them food or drink because it may be Zeus visiting you. Well, Hades knows that's not his brother, but he still is bound by that law of hospitality. And of course, Percy's like, I want my mother. He didn't even say no. He just said, I want my mother. He goes, oh, I like you. Cut right to the chase. But he fulfilled his part as the host. You never see that in the movie. Never. Because I was kind of like, you are bound to your brother's law of hospitality. You didn't even offer Percy food or drink. I mean, yeah, I know it might bind you to the underworld, but he has to do it. It's kind of something that you have to do. So I did really like the fact that that was included in it. I don't know if they included the guy who did the Lamborghini for the Lord. And Hades has a special place for him. The universe is right. The universe is right. Yes, thank you. And then, what was it? The Helm of Darkness was mentioned. He was like, he's basically like, where is it? Percy's like, where's what? You know what? Percy's like, what the heck are you talking about? It was his Helm of Darkness. The man was very overly obsessed, possessive of that object. And of course, Percy later on discovers that the Furies actually had a quest of their own to find the Helm of Darkness. So yeah, it is interesting, and of course Miss Dodd makes a comment about the world. But those little things I did in fact like about the show, the little bit of Greek customs that was put into it. We're in season 3. They're filming season 3, and I kind of am a little bit concerned about the actor who's playing Percy. he's getting older, and I really doubt that after, if you get to like book 4, that he's going to be, you know, the right age. But they may decide to keep him on, and you know, all through all 5 books. But definitely you won't be able to do it for like, you know, the Lost Hero. Though you may be able to. You may be able to. But yeah, people complained about it. People complained about, you know, lack of chemistry, and the fact that she did not act like Athena's daughter. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not even interested in the show at all. I'm just not. I actually just don't care about the show. Actually, surprisingly enough, I do happen to like the movie better. I know that's some weird sin I have committed, but it's just how I personally feel. That's how I personally feel. What was it? Oh yeah, so I don't know what much more I want to say tonight, because I am absolutely exhausted from working last night and everything. But I did cut some food up um, for Hestia and for Agathos Daemon, so I am going to go ahead and put that on my altar. Oh yes, one other thing I want to say. I went over to Myers last year, and I got an electric candle, because my brother's absolutely terrified I'm going to burn the house down. I told him that's not going to happen, and I'm determined it won't happen. But he likes the light, and I like the light too. It comes on every now and then, and everything. But I brought out another one of those little jar candles that I created, and yeah. Anyways, so that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.